Hi Wildings, welcome back to the Wilding Astro Tarot YouTube channel, and thank you so much for supporting me at this channel by watching ads and liking, commenting and subscribing. I really appreciate it. I know it's been a hot minute since I've done a tarot video. I'm so excited to tell you why. This is not the video unfortunately though, but I have some really cool projects going on with the tarot aspect of this channel. So I'm doing a lot of work kind of on tarot stuff behind the scenes, but coming to you today to deliver another tarot video to kind of tide you over until I can officially announce some of the things that I've been working on. So without further ado, let's get into today's tarot reading. Okay Wildings, let's get into today's video. Thank you so much for watching ads. Thank you so much for watching the opening credits of this video, the little opening montage, and listening in to all of my updates that we have for this channel. I really appreciate your support by doing those two things. To get into today's reading, our little intro is going to be fairly brief. I'm hoping to do kind of a more maybe fun video today. I know I say this a lot because a lot of our readings do end up being fairly deep. I feel like I have been attracting a lot of people that are kind of like up leveling, like doing a lot of healing and waking up. And so yeah, the readings tend to steer in that direction when I post on YouTube and when I do private readings. So yeah, hopefully this one's a little bit more fun. I assume it will be. I'm kind of getting a bit more fun vibes today, even though it's like super wet and rainy where I am. But yeah, we're going to be finding out some details about whoever you're thinking about their sexual fantasies. So it's going to be a bit of like a when worlds collide video, because as some of you who have been on my channel for a while might know, I'm currently doing my master's in Sexxology. I've only got a couple of units to go, and I've previously done a degree in psychology. So this little niche sexual fantasies tarot is pretty much like the epitome of yeah, my niche, I would say. So hopefully we can get some fun messages, reveal some like sneaky tea about people. I'm going to put in the intention that this reading will be for all kinds of connections. So whether you're crushing on someone, you have like an ex that you want to know more about, or like potentially even a future lover that hasn't entered your life yet, we'll get messages for all connections. But yeah, just adapt the messages using your own intuition and discernment if the most major energy of the reading differs a little bit from your situation. I promise it'll be easy for you to discern what's for you, what's not for you, and how to adjust the messages based on your situation. I'll try and do as much of that for you as possible. What else? What other disclaimers do I need to put out there today? We'll do a few things in each reading. I'll get some energy clarification, I think, straight away. If you are sure that you've ended up in the right place, you can skip that. If you're not sure and you just want like a little bit of extra kind of reassurance, that will start us off, and then we'll get deeper messages from there from a few of our decks. Lastly, we'll finish off with an affirmation. It probably won't be as relevant to this reading just based on the nature of the reading, so just take the affirmation as kind of like a fun little add-on, just like for you, given that we're mostly going to be reading about someone else and it probably won't be super relevant to you. We're just gonna end off with a little affirmation, so something for you to take away. And I think that's it. So whenever you're ready, going ahead and choosing pile 1, 2, or 3, remembering that you may be drawn to more than one pile because there may be messages for you across multiple piles today, or if you're not feeling particularly drawn to anything, like potentially one of my older videos on sexual fantasies might be the place where your messages are, or your messages might be in a future video. So yeah, just using your intuition and discernment and heading to either pile 1, 2, or 3 to get your messages. Remembering that if you need a little bit more time, I will leave you like a little bit of a freeze frame to like just chill on before you get your messages, so you can have a little quiet time choosing your pile. And wherever you end up, I will see you there in a moment. Hey there, pile 1. If you chose this beautiful pink agate crystal, then this reading is probably for you. But yeah, we're going to start with some clarifications. You can skip this if you're sure you're in the right place and you don't need that clarification, or if you or you can like stick around if you want that little bit of extra confirmation. It's really up to you, but we're just going to be asking a little bit about who this reading is about, remembering that you're looking for like maybe half of these to resonate, to know you're in the right place. Let's make sure we're getting messages for everyone, please. Okay, so pile 1. The person that we're getting messages today is beautiful, confident, humble. They may have some or a lot of piercings. They're thoughtful. They probably like to advocate for things or people, like good causes. They're witty. They may have fair skin or fair in comparison to some of the other people that you've dated. They may have brown hair, either dyed or naturally more brownish hair. They may have a calm energy about them. They may be fairly neat or like their spaces like decluttered or just organized. They might be a good networker, maybe a little bit more extroverted, or just like really maybe charming or something. They may have a strong nose, or a nose that you can easily identify. They may have a dreamer kind of quality to them, maybe energetic. This can be like full of energy, or this can be like just very sensitive to energy. May have light blonde hair, so they could maybe have like brown hair that's dyed light blonde, or light blonde that's dyed brown, or like maybe they had light blonde hair when they were younger, something like that. This person has a lot of lover energy, and they may be really into fashion. So if most of those are resonating, you'll probably know you're in the right place. If you're already sure you're in the right place, hopefully that brought you some confirmation about who our messages are about today. But we'll start off with our astrology deck. Spirit, can we please have some messages about pile 1's sexual fantasies, please? We have some messages about pile 1's sexual fantasies. Here's some more about, thank you. So straight away, I'm sensing that this person maybe has a very specific kind of kink or fetish that has to do with some of the childhood wounding that they're trying to like kind of work out in a sexual context. This might be either mummy or daddy issues. Like the example that's coming to mind is if you have issues like that, maybe being obsessed with being dominant or being submissive, to either overcorrect for feelings in childhood or to like really lean into them, to recreate those same feelings. So yeah, they're probably doing it, like maybe not consciously for some of them, but consciously for others. They're doing it to kind of rewrite the pattern of their childhood trauma. Like they're kind of working it out in sexual context, like really playing with power dynamics, or dynamics to do with like love, affection, care, connection, things like that. They're kind of like playing out the same theme in a sexual scenario where they're trying to re-empower themselves, trying to heal their inner child, and trying to kind of maybe break free of some of the restrictions or chains that they're feeling from their past with this South Node and Ninth House energy. Plus Sagittarius energy, there's definitely a spiritual kind of context to this person's approach to sexuality. It seems like they're definitely trying to like grow as a person through the sexual context. There's definitely an emphasis on like change, evolution, energy here. They may even want to explore some darker themes with this lunar eclipse energy. Yeah, I would say they may have some more maybe dark themed fetishes. Hopefully we'll get a little bit more clarity about what that might be, or if there's something that's springing to mind immediately. Your intuition is trying to tell you something. There's definitely a lot of like desire, and like fire, like definitely a lot of desire for I'm getting more of a playful, maybe sex, pleasure, romance. There's definitely desire to like consume the lighter side of sex as well. And they may, like, with a lot of this stuff that's going on for them, it seems like it's really important that they're engaged mentally. Like they need to like almost be intellectually stimulated at the same time as they're being physically stimulated. Like this might be like either role play or just something that kind of gets their mind going. And they may like really like voyeurship, or maybe some like acting out of stuff, or like things where it's like a very full experience. We've got kind of very thinking, seeing, doing energies. This person like really wants a really well-rounded sexual experience. This person might also be turned on by hips, butts, thighs, lower back area, and maybe lower stomach, and hands, arms, and shoulders as well. There's pretty much all of this. So ninth house, Jupiter and Sagittarius, these are all very linked energy. So this is kind of the dominant energy here. There's definitely this spirituality, adventure, personal development, growth, like through exploration kind of energy here. Like this person wants to do stuff. They want to like either be or pretend to be stuff. There's just so much like exploring energy here. What else? I think that's it. We might get some deeper messages from our tarot. But first, I'll just quickly replace some of our candles. Okay, what else do you have for this first person when it comes to sexual turn-ons or fantasies? It's got really higgledy-piggledy really quickly. Anything else, please? So we've got some more energies suggesting that they're trying to act some stuff out from their childhood to heal, essentially. This Six of Cups is a very nostalgic energy, and the Strength card, this is heavy Leo energy, but it refers to kind of taming the fight, flight, freeze, fawn, kind of more animal responses within, in order to have this kind of like higher consciousness approach to life. So yeah, there's probably some triggers, especially from their youth, that they're figuring out in sexual contexts to essentially try and move past it. I would say that some of their fantasies include like a partner that's just like super passionate, super maybe like mysterious, maybe a bit of an enigma, like maybe they're into people that are into like occult astrology, and like kind of those mystical kind of things, or like kind of a bit witchy or goth, or someone who's definitely more of a mystery to them, definitely very empowered in their own right. They kind of want someone who's a lot, essentially, but there's this a little bit of maybe a lack of a romantic side in them that they're maybe trying to pull out of themselves. Maybe they're a little bit more kind of practical. This Knight of Cups right way up is a very romantic energy, but coming out upside down, it seems like this person's trying to tap into that, but it's a little bit stuck. And this might have to do with this Leo-ish energy, because the Leo energy rules the 5th house of sex, pleasure, romance, and creative energies, and it definitely gets very stuck by being overly triggered or just having lots of inner child issues. Like that will stop those energies from flowing freely. So it does seem that like they're trying to liberate that within themselves. It's definitely there. The Knight of Cups wouldn't have come out at all if it didn't exist. But yeah, it seems like it's very stuck, and kind of what they're looking for is someone that they can trust to kind of have their back. This Three of Pentacles is a heavy collaborative kind of energy, but it's collaborative in a way of like needing to feel this kind of like groundedness and like a trust that both parties have the same kind of intentions and goals, and can work within each other's boundaries. So yeah, it seems like this person's kind of like aware of some of their stuff when it comes to where they're getting triggered and stuff that they want to work out, and they just like really want to be able to trust that someone is their teammate, has their back, and like will respect their boundaries, will be grounded, wants to move in the same direction, and possibly wants to explore some of these kind of energies of like working some stuff out in sexual contexts. There may be a bit of fear of abandonment and rejection that's from their childhood that they're trying to work out, that maybe triggers fight and flight responses to them, for them, sorry. And so I think they're like in this space of like looking for people. I think they're like, they know deep down on more of a soul level, they want someone who they care enough about that when something happens, like they do get triggered in a way. Like they're looking for someone who they care enough about that when there's some sort of like distance or something, that they do feel fear of that loss, because they're trying to like rewrite that script. So they're essentially looking for someone who's aligned with whoever was the dominant energy that was like creating these kind of little traumas in their childhood. So if that was like maybe their more maternal caregiver or their more paternal caregiver, they're looking for someone to kind of recreate that vibe, and maybe be a similar energy, but just approach it really differently, like be much more maybe open, vulnerable, have a lot more accountability and responsibility, and like show them that they're their teammate, especially if the thing we were talking about earlier about power resonated. If what we were talking about earlier about power resonated, they're looking for someone who's like got a lot of power and is very empowered in themselves, but it doesn't have so much power that they're overpowered. They're looking for someone who can be empowered alongside them, essentially. I hope that makes sense. So they may be looking for like a mirroring energy, especially with this Gemini card coming out. Gemini represents the twins or the mirror, and it rules the Lovers card. So yeah, they're kind of looking for someone to mirror some of their stuff back to them, maybe kind of do similar things than some of their caregivers did, that triggered them, but like they're trying to rewrite the script. They're trying to change the end of the story, so that they feel loved, connected, so that they don't feel abandoned or rejected. That's what they're trying to like shift with a lot of their turn-ons and fantasies. But yeah, essentially they're trying to rewrite the future with this Ace and Seven of Pentacles. Ace of Pentacles represents kind of pure potential when it comes to things manifesting differently in the physical world, and it usually represents like a lot of abundance in the physical as well. The Seven also represents a lot of like success in the physical as well. So they're looking to really shift their physical reality by working out a lot of their like trauma and stuff, all the things that keep them kind of playing small. They're trying to figure it out and work it out so that they can kind of clear it and start to manifest more consciously. Maybe in the past they've manifested more from their shadow, more from their fears, or they've let fear get in the way of what they're working towards in some way. And so yeah, they're really trying to shift that by working with their inner child energies, it seems. But we'll get maybe just a couple of oracles to see if is there anything else that we've missed that feels important. Okay, so we've got seduction, attraction, flirting, hooking up, temptation, third party. So this person likely wants to engage in like the whole seduction, flirtation experience, and like they probably like want to liberate this Knight of Cups energy by like really throwing themselves into that experience. They may also want to play with maybe not in the physical, but at least the idea of non-monogamy, and like considering that the two of you might have other partners, even if it's just theoretical. Like there's definitely this desire to explore a lot of these kind of like energies to do with just attraction in people in general, like really liberating that energy, like trying not to have it too focused on one person, even between the two of you. Like they're trying to really open that energy up so that it's free. It seems like there's some restriction around that like play, pleasure, dating energy for them that they're trying to liberate in some way. Is there anything else that we've missed? So we've also got healthy choices, making healthy choices in love and life, self-care, self-love, being happier. Yeah, so a lot of their motives in their sexual kind of exploration is trying to heal. They're trying to be a healthier version of themselves, trying to love themselves more. They're trying to take care of themselves in better ways and just be happier in general. And they're also trying to restore their power. Potentially they had someone taking power away from them when they were young, and they're essentially trying to right that wrong. Whoops, just dropped a whole bunch. Yeah, they're like really on a self-love journey. They're like realizing a lot of stuff. They're potentially gone through a lot of dark night of the soul energies maybe recently, or they're looking to explore some of the darkness within with someone that makes them feel safe. And I think they're like kind of patiently waiting for the right person to do all this with. Like I don't think they're kind of like, they may not be super forthcoming. They may be kind of like holding a lot of this back and just like, yeah, like waiting to know that they're kind of safe and in the right connection, and that they can share this kind of stuff, or even if they're like not aware of this stuff in themselves, like maybe they're looking for the person that will make them feel safe enough to explore this. If you think this isn't happening maybe necessarily in their conscious mind at the moment, might be going on a little bit more under the surface for some people. But we'll get a last affirmation to finish on. Can we have an affirmation, please? Is there any affirmation you want to leave for pile 1, please? Whoop. So we have my mind, body, and soul are filled with harmonious healing energy. Love that for you, especially just based on all of the kind of like desire to heal energies that came out of this reading. Yeah, potentially the person that maybe on a higher level you were drawn to this reading because the person that kind of came up might feel like they can go through some of this healing energy with you, and they wanted you to kind of know all this stuff so that essentially it could be on the table. Or yeah, they might just like feel this like healing energy with you, which I think is really beautiful. So yeah, if you're waiting for a sign to maybe like explore some of this sexual stuff with them, I would say this would be it. But yeah, I think I'm going to leave that here. Thanks so much for making it all the way through. If you did, I would love if you can like, comment, and subscribe. I have links to my personal readings and my socials in the description box below if you'd like to use that as well. And yeah, I feel like that is all. Until I see you again, ciao. Hey there, pal 2. Welcome to your reading. So if you chose this beautiful sandstone, I think it is, I can't remember, then this reading is probably for you. But as always, bring your intuition and discernment to the reading. We're going to start with some energy clarification, just to either make sure you're in the right place if you're not sure, or to give you that little bit of added kind of synchronicity if you're pretty sure you're in the right place. So we're trying to get descriptors for everyone here. So we're looking for everyone in this reading to resonate with about half of these at least. Obviously, if you resonate with all of them, you know you're definitely in the right place. If you're resonating closer with half, then you may also just want to double check and make sure you're not drawn to a second reading, making sure there's not half your messages in one place and half in another. But we're getting turn-ons and sexual fantasies for pile 2, please. So this person is probably more introverted. But they're very intelligent. They may have a more athletic body or build, or just be like really into the gym. So it might just be like a bit toned. They may be fairly open. Their face might be more triangular shaped, so this is usually more of a skinny chin, broader forehead kind of shape. Yeah, we've got toned and athletic, so could have guessed that was coming just based on the first one. They may be a little bit more self-centered or self-orientated, or just like can really prioritize themselves. Their nose may be straight. They may be quite humble with their accomplishments, or just in how they respond to compliments. They may be quite kind. Their hair may be fairly straight. They may straighten it a lot with heat. Genius. So yeah, we know they're clever. They may have a lanky element to them. Either some of their limbs might be fairly lanky, or they might be more lanky than they are athletic if that first descriptor didn't resonate. Definitely have a kinky side though. So I'm interested to see what comes out. They also have an assertive side. Okay, they're a good alchemist. This means that they can like really use their environment to manifest what it is that they want. They may have a disagreeable or slightly aggressive element to them. They may have short hair or have had short hair. kind of recently. But yeah, hopefully you'll resonate with most of those to know that you're in the right place. If you're resonating with like half-ish, just double check to make sure your messages aren't split over 2 readings. But we'll get some messages for pile 2 in regards to their person's sexual fantasies, please. And turn-ons as well. Turn-ons and sexual fantasies, please. We have turn-ons and sexual fantasies for pile 2, please. Okay, so this person may like to include additional people in their turn-ons and fantasies. There's extra energies definitely coming in to this person's fantasies. This 11th house might be like, I want to keep it kind of clean for YouTube, so just use your imagination. Extra people. Any kind of fantasy where there's extra people. Also, this person is very into like kind of all kinds of bodily exploration. They're probably more of a trisexual. They'll try anything once. That might not mean that they're like necessarily gonna let you do anything to their body. Like I think they have some limits as to what they're willing to explore with their body, but pretty much anything with their partner's body, it seems like they're pretty much happy to go there. They may be more, I think they need some intellectual and mental stimulation just with this 3rd house and Gemini energy. They also may like dirty talk with these 2 energies. So there might be like a kind of communicative / mental element to their sexual fantasies for them. They may be really into arms, shoulders, hands, lower back. Anything else? For some people, like legs, especially calves and ankles. Maybe feet for a couple of people. Definitely boobs for people who are into that. They may be attracted to more of those traditionally feminine and like kind of mummy energies with this 4th house energy. This is very tied to maternal energies. So they're probably attracted to people that have that kind of side, if not to do with the physical body, then to do with like maybe someone who's nurturing, maybe sensitive, empathetic, things like that. This person may pursue sexual gratification as a bit of an escape for themselves. I'm kind of getting, like, I'm hearing, like, chasing a nut. Like, they're kind of, like, trying to get away from some stuff with this whole row. This void, of course, of moon refers to a period where the moon doesn't make contact with anything, and the moon represents the unconscious and emotional world. So yeah, it seems like there's maybe some skeletons in their closet that this person's trying to avoid by maybe like chasing the high of sexual experiences, and maybe this is why they're a bit more open and just like wanting to try stuff. They're like essentially looking to be stimulated here so that they can escape their everyday life in a lot of ways. And so yeah, it's kind of pushing them to pursue lots of different experiences so that they can avoid some stuff. I really want to know what they're avoiding. Hopefully the tarot will clarify. Let's get some clarifications in the tarot. I want to know, like, what are they avoiding? Tell me more about their sexual fantasies and desires, though. Mostly. Whoop. Okay, so this person's definitely trying to use sex as a form of escape. And this seems to mostly be coming from a place of feeling unbalanced or unsettled or not super grounded. We have two balancing energies coming out in reverse. So you have Temperance and the Two of Pentacles. This Temperance is a Sagittarius kind of spiritually evolved kind of balance where you can really exist in this serene state and experience the highs and lows of life while still kind of maintaining this underlying feeling of kind of peace and serenity and like trust in yourself, trust in like your people and all that sort of stuff. And this Two of Pentacles is more balancing with external energies more so, with life in general around them. So it seems like this person, probably as there are highs and lows in life, they seem to struggle to maintain this feeling of stability. They may not trust themselves fully. They may maybe struggle with some self-soothing, like not being able to soothe themselves, not being able to come back to that kind of grounded home state. I'm kind of getting the vibe from them that life feels a little bit too much. And this is why they're creating this like escapism by kind of making sex really exciting, novel. It seems like they're trying to like almost use sex to chase the high. so that they can try and survive the lows, because they're really going on the roller coaster of life this way. So yeah, they're kind of chasing the highs. What they essentially really need to do from like a healing perspective is develop that grounded energy. But I feel like it's kind of fine how they're doing things at the moment. Like, I think there's opportunity within how they're using their sexuality right now to still deal with some stuff. Because we have this judgment energy, which is a Pluto energy, and it's really about, it can be about like embracing the chaos, embracing change, letting things kind of fall apart and rebuilding them. So yeah, it kind of seems like this chasing those highs in sexual experiences, like I think that might be what's motivating them, but essentially I don't think what they don't realize is that in their sexual experiences, yes, they're chasing the highs, but they're still experiencing the lows. They're still experiencing periods of like maybe insecurity, fear of rejection, fear of abandonment, maybe illusion, and they're experiencing things from their unconscious all the time in their sexual experience. So like I don't think it's necessarily bad that they're coming to sex to kind of escape, because they're still kind of feeling the full range of human emotion. They're still having to deal with it at the end. They've kind of got this false belief that sex is only good, even though that's probably not their experience. They probably have a lot of ups and downs with sex. So they're kind of, while they're holding this false illusion, they're actually kind of essentially doing the work that they think they're avoiding, but they're actually doing deep down. And I think this might be why they're drawn to maybe more of these feminine energies. They're looking for someone who's really grounded and nurturing and calm and maybe intuitive, and maybe can be in touch with their emotional state and world. Because it seems like they're really looking for like a bit of a source of groundedness, comfort, safety. That's potentially why they're attracted to those more feminine energies. They might be more attracted to the feminine in more of like the Eve and Empress way as well, like definitely attracted to more of the maybe submissive feminine. Like I would say they probably like feeling in control a lot of the time, even though probably their experience in sex is not necessarily always that. That's what they're trying to create, but inevitably they're creating experiences where they also feel out of control as well. And it seems like their sexual experiences are kind of making them more emotionally available as well, especially because of the type of person they're pursuing sexually. Like they're pursuing these more nurturing energies, and I think as kind of a byproduct they're getting a bit of an energy exchange where they're becoming gentler, more emotionally available. Yeah, it seems like sex is deeply affecting them, especially with this judgment energy. This is like a big change card, like, and they might even be starting to become more consciously aware of this as well now. Like I think it's still maybe a little bit in their unconscious, but they're starting to kind of wake up to how much they've changed through experiences of their own sexuality. There's definitely an awakening element to this. Yeah, I think they're slowly becoming more emotionally available. They still have a lot of fears around abandonment and rejection, and maybe some fears about being deeply intimate and open with someone that they're kind of working through. And I would say that when they can kind of reverse this Eight of Cups kind of fear energy, and when they can right way up this Page of Cups, like embracing intimacy and emotion, like they'll really feel emotionally available. I think they're kind of like getting there, but they might not necessarily feel totally all the way there yet, just because there's still some things kind of blocking them. It's all in the unconscious. It's possibly come from their past. This Six of Cups energy, this is the Sun in Scorpio energy, and this is really asking us to live in the now, but knowing that the now is heavily influenced by our past. So yeah, it seems like they might be connecting the dots with the past and like kind of understanding their sexuality on a deeper level now. But yeah, they're definitely moving forward with life. Like this, the way they're experiencing sex is definitely growing them as a person. But is there anything that we've missed so far with this? Yeah, sex is healing their heart for this person. They may have some runner tendencies, some outdated thinking. This is this false belief energy. This runner energy is this kind of like fear of intimacy and fear of rejection and emotional abandonment energy. And yeah, it seems like all of these experiences are actually really healing for this person, and they might not even realize how much sex is healing for them. Yeah, this person's like essentially looking for peace through sex, and I think they're going to find it in a way that they weren't really expecting. But yeah, them pursuing pleasure is actually really positive for them. They're probably like, I would say for the majority of people here, they're starting to kind of like wake up and realize kind of what's actually happening, and realizing that maybe their illusions about what was happening was not totally the truth, and how they've somehow stumbled down this path of growth without even meaning to. Like in their attempt to like avoid, they actually stumbled right into their own healing. And yeah, they're probably experiencing lots of realizations, and really starting to appreciate like their own sexuality in a whole new light, finding beauty in the experiences, and they're definitely like awakening the sovereignty within maybe their inner masculine, if they identify with those more masculine energies for the majority of people here. And yeah, they might be respecting their partners as more sovereign beings as well, I would say, for the majority of people here too. Yeah, it seems like this person's really waking up, to be honest. There's a lot of like waking up energy here. But we'll get a final affirmation just to end on. We have a final affirmation for pile 2, please. So we have divine energy flows through me, I'm a radiant being. Yeah, I feel like especially if you guys are sexually involved, it's important for you to know that your energy is impacting this person, or the people, or if you choose to become sexual with this person, your energy will kind of like be adding to the people who have come before you that have started like opening this person up, through that divine energy within, from this kind of place of sovereignty. And TBH, I love that for you. But I think I'm going to leave this here. Thanks so much for making it all the way through. I would love if you can like, comment, and subscribe. And my links to my socials and my personal reading requests is linked in the description box. So you can head there if you would like to follow me on other socials or book a personal reading. But yeah, thanks so much again. And until I see you again, ciao. Hey there, pile 3, welcome to your reading. So if you chose this beautiful moonstone, then this reading is probably for you. Just use your intuition and discernment to adjust the messages for your particular situation, wherever the energy deviates. We're going to start off with some energy clarification. We're going to find out who this reading is about. Essentially, you're looking for about half of these to resonate, because I do want to get messages for everyone who needs to be here. If you're resonating with all of them, you know you're in the right place. If you're resonating with closer to half-ish, like maybe double check the freeze frame video and just make sure you're not being drawn to a second pile, because yeah, your situation might be a combo of two. If you're resonating with only about half of these, but we'll find out who these sexual fantasies and turn-ons are about. Who are we reading for pile 3? Okay, that's a lot. Okay, so this person has a strong nose. They might be really tall, or really tall in comparison to their peers or whatever. They may be more of a networker. May have some piercings. They may have a courageous side. Their hair may be straight, or they may straighten it. Maybe tanned, either naturally or fake. May fancy themselves as a bit of a storyteller. Okay, so they might have naturally pale skin and tan it themselves, or we might have a mix of people here. Serious. Curly hair. So we've got straight and curly, so might be definitely mixed energies here. Intelligent. Yeah, maybe medium in length. Maybe very clever. Had genius and intelligent, so I assume they're very clever. So we've had tall and really tall. Compassionate. And they may have a sensual side as well. Okay, so hopefully you know now whether you're in the right place or not. I've either had some confirmation or the energies made you more sure you're in the right place. But we'll get our messages for pile 3's person's sexual fantasies, please. So I'm getting that this person's probably good to go a lot of the time. Like we've got lots of like everyday-ish energies with the Mercury in 6th house coming out, and like obviously a lot of like abundant energies as well. So I'd say they're pretty much good to go pretty much all of the time. They may love whispering things in your ear, or just like a little bit of ear play. May love anything to do with the neck and throat. So this can be like throat chakra communication, or this can be having that area restrained in some way. This person, it seems like they're just like very interested in anything that's happening from the shoulders up, like mind, neck, ears, head, like in general, like there's just, yeah, a lot of energy in that region for this person. They may also have some maybe unexpected fantasies and kinks by the looks of it. Maybe some things that, yeah, you just wouldn't expect of them. But yeah, I'd say they probably need some mental stimulation of some kind. And they're probably just wanting to kind of engage in sexual play a lot of the time. I'm definitely getting maybe some liking, kind of thinking communication, maybe dirty talk, or just like setting up scenarios where they're kind of like really engaged in a way. There may also be this kind of sensual side of them, especially with this Taurus and Earth energy. Like this is someone who really likes the soft, sensual play, which might have to do with like head, ears, neck areas. Like sometimes they might like that it more rough, and sometimes they might like it more sensual and tender. Like there's definitely, I'm feeling like there's polarity with this person, and maybe this is why some of their fetishes are a little bit unexpected. Like maybe this person either strikes people as one way or the other. Like maybe they either strike people as a more sensual person, or maybe they strike people as more like rough. But yeah, it seems like they really want to play across all landscapes. And they probably also like kind of want to engage in sex where they feel really good about themselves, like where they feel powerful, where they feel abundant, in control. Yeah, they kind of want to engage in it in a way that like kind of pumps them up in a way. But maybe we'll get some more specifics from the tarot now, please. Can you be a little bit more specific about this person's turn-ons and fantasies, please? Okay, so these two cards, this is a do this or else kind of scenario. Like they might like those kind of power play situations, like heavy to do with the imagination. This Seven of Cups is heavy, heavy, heavy imagination energy. Definitely there's lots of role play energy here, and one of their fantasies is being in some sort of situation where I would say they're the more powerful energy, but I think it might go both ways for them. Where they can set up a scenario where they're like, do this or else, like you're fired, I'm telling this person X, Y, and Z. Like there's definitely like this, there's something about those threats that's like sexual for them. This person definitely wants to explore shadow, I think, in their sexual experiences. It's got the Hermit card, which is a Virgo energy. This may also just be like another energy confirming that they're essentially trying to spice up their everyday, because Virgo rules the kind of everyday routine. Or they might have some health and fitness related fantasies, like maybe in the gym, or like something to do with like health and exercise, like might be to do with like massages, food, gyms, running, something like that. There's definitely some health and fitness related fantasies here. Pools even, and also like maybe some vacation energies as well, like maybe wanting, especially if they're like into health and fitness on vacation, like kind of going away, getting away from everything, like having a real rest, reset. Yeah, that turns them on, I think. Like they just want to have a life that's super abundant in sexual energies, where they can explore lots of things, they can play with their imagination. They are very imaginative by the looks of it. And yeah, this is definitely a big fantasy. I don't know if they've actually played this out though, given that they both came out in reverse. This might be something that they're not choosing not to reveal, or maybe haven't realized about themselves that they like that yet. This strength card, this is heavy Leo energy. It is connected to the inner child, so I would say that a lot of their imagination and desire for play comes from their inner child, and it seems like maybe there's some blocks in trying to release that inner child so they can play more in sexual landscapes. Like I would say they want to, but maybe they just haven't figured out how to yet. Maybe this is why they find it easier to access those energies on vacation and things, because the inner child's maybe more at the forefront when there's not as much pressure from life in general. So yeah, they may be trying to figure out how to liberate this kind of imaginative, more playful energy into their everyday. It might be kind of a little bit stuck in their vacation time at the moment. And this may be also why this person seems to have a bit of a fixation with being abundant. Like, I think they think money will solve a lot of these restrictions that they have on their sexuality. So they're essentially trying to become more abundant so that they can have more time off and more play. But it's probably a good idea for this person to try and just incorporate more play and vacation time and rest time in their life as it is already. Like, trying not to overbook themselves, or making sure that they commit to like taking time off and things like that. It seems like that would be really helpful. This High Priestess energy, this is a like heavy moon energy, and it also has a lot to do with kind of lifting. It's like a kind of like raise the vibration kind of energy, especially through dealing with stuff in the unconscious. So yeah, it seems like they have some stuff to figure out in terms of like feeling more abundant in their everyday life and incorporating more rest and play and inner child energy into their everyday, and maybe bringing that kind of like who they are on vacation energy into their everyday as well. This may also indicate that maybe they like love chests, because the High Priestess is ruled by the moon. The moon is very associated with the chest area. But yeah, I feel like that's mostly what I'm getting for them. Yeah, I feel like that'd be fun. But is there anything that I'm missing that I haven't seen? Any extra? Okay, so we have kisses, unconditionally loving, giving and receiving affection, falling in love. So yeah, this person probably wants to sleep with people that they're in love with mostly. And that might have something to do with them feeling safe to explore all of this play, this fantasy, and just like feeling safe and secure. I think a big part of them kind of wanting to be abundant and be free and like feel that lack of pressure, sorry. They're looking for, I've totally lost my train of thought. Okay. So there's definitely some listening to the ego. This is this strength energy of like feeling conflicted. They may get kind of sucked into maybe overworking themselves and not being in this like kind of more playful, fun, abundant energy, because they've got like things kind of going on in their unconscious about you're not worthy of play, you're not worthy of pleasure, you're not worthy of rest until, and then there's this like big list of requirements. And maybe this might also be referring to why they haven't maybe shared this particular fantasy, because it would be, to them it feels really intimate, and so I think they're waiting until they feel like they can trust someone with that before they necessarily share it. Okay, yeah, this person has a lot of hunger, probably for more, just more. This person's like on the pursuit for more. I think there's a lot of opportunity for this person when exploring their sexuality. I think there's a lot of possibility for growth with this person if they're willing to like kind of approach it with a lot of a mindfulness. Yeah, they're probably developing their inner masculine through their sexuality in a lot of ways, or maybe developing their attraction to more masculine energies if they're more of a feminine. Yeah, like I was saying, there's lots of opportunities for them to learn and grow through working with their own sexuality, and probably figuring out their boundaries. Like I think, especially with these fantasies where there's like kind of this intimacy based fear, like they might need to figure out ways to work within their boundaries of like what feels good and okay for them, but also kind of like trying to push themselves out of their comfort zone a little bit. So like I think there's an element of them that kind of like wants to wait until they're with someone that they trust, but part of trust is like kind of pushing yourself out of your boundary a little bit, and like knowing where that boundary has like essentially a little bit of wiggle room where you can kind of like open up maybe a little bit more than maybe what necessarily feels comfortable, so that you can actually build the trust. Yeah, it seems like there's a little bit for them to work out with this, like figuring out where their hard boundaries are, where it's just like too much to share something like that this soon, and where they can kind of push the edge a little bit so that they can build the trust necessary to getting there eventually, essentially. And yeah, they're definitely like through their sexual experience, they're awakening, they're developing a more sovereign sense of self, probably a more sovereign sense of their partners. Yeah, there's definitely a lot of potential for this person when it comes to exploring themselves through the kind of sexual landscape, for sure. But we'll get a final affirmation for you to kind of take away. Okay, so we have, my motivation is fueled by the thrill my goals will bring. I'm ready to create my dreams. So I'd say just like based on the energy of this person, like I'm kind of vibing that you might be in a similar place in terms of like maybe wanting to explore your own sexuality in a way, and like, yeah, Spirit's asking you to figure out what your goals are, what your dreams are, what you're kind of working towards, and then use that end goal, kind of end state vision, to motivate you to grow through these experiences, possibly together if you would like to explore this connection. It's cool if not, you can do that solo or with another partner. But yeah, it seems important that yeah, you have your kind of eye on the prize, essentially. But I think I'm going to leave that there. Thanks so much for making it all the way through. I would love if you could like, comment, and subscribe to support me on this channel. If you would like to request a personal reading, I have my links for that in the description box. I also have links to my other socials if you would like to follow along on any other platform. I am there, usually in multiple capacities. But yeah, thanks so much, and until I see you again, ciao.